Polite Inquiries, SCG. Sid Monger edition. Hadik Vyas says, what would Monger do with the present bowling attack if he was the captain of India? Well, you've been trying to get rid of Dhoni for a long time. You finally got rid of him. What will you do?
What George Costanza did at his girlfriend's house when there was a fire? Just throw every kid out of the way, every old lady out of the way, and just run out.
That's your full captaincy. I mean, there's not much more they can do with that. They bring in Bhuvi Kumar and the ball doesn't swing or seam or hint.
There was always this doubt about Bhuvi Kumar when he would come to Australia and it doesn't swing because here you have to hit the ball hard, hit the deck hard, and there was always this doubt. But looking at India's bowling in the first two tests, they thought, oh, we are desperate for Bhuvi now. Now that he's here and the ball doesn't swing and we get wickets as flat as the ones in India.
To be fair though, the other guy still went at 4 and 5 and over. At least he went at 3s and over.
Well, yeah, he was after, if you start bowling at 130 with the keeper up, with bowling at wicket to wicket, you won't go for more than 4 and over.
Rutvik says, hey Sid, love your articles. What do you think of Jared?
I'm not sure I can say that on camera.
Henry says, why does Watson have a knack for runs in dead rubber tests?
That's for you to answer.
It's annoying because at this point, there are going to be a lot of people who are saying he's in form. There are going to be a lot of people who say he's going to make 100, which he probably will, unless he stuffs it up. But we know nothing more about Watson if he makes 100 right now than we knew last week. We're in the same sort of weird situation, and it's just so frustrating as a man. Even when he succeeds, it's annoying.
But we know that when India have a partnership going, he'll come and take a wicket, or he'll stop the run flow.
Maybe. He takes his wickets at about 70.
But isn't that what his utility should be? Bat at 6 or 7 and just bowl.
Wow, I mean, maybe today he felt like he was batting at 6 or 7 because he came in so late. VJ says, does India have the worst slip cordon in the world? Do they still treat slip fielding as a specialist thing? Well, yes, except for the fact that everyone has a go at it.
Yep, we've had, what, 8 fielders this summer?
7, depending. I've had a lot of arguments with people in the press box. It's 7 or 8 or 6. It's a lot.
How many catches have been dropped?
5 now, I think.
So that means there are 2 who are non-specialists.
Yeah, there are 2 that should stay there. Look, it's getting quite bad, just because it seems like no one stays there long enough for us to even work out if they're any good at it.
Or even the fielding coaches don't stay long enough.
Yeah, well, that's another problem. You can't learn slip fielding through practice in a training drill. It just doesn't work that way, because you have to stand there for 6 hours on end and have one chance come to you. That's how you learn slip fielding.
Which is what happened with Ashwin today. It never looked like there would be a catch coming his way, and then in the last over, he spilled one.
Kunal says, how do we stop Steve Smith? If you and I were going through analysis of him right now, we can look at all the video and all the plans. There would be a lot of dots, there'd be beehives. You and I would have colour-coded beehives, but realistically, we'd have no idea.
I think you would need some swing and just bowl outside off stump.
Imagine some swing. And even bowling outside off stump. How are you going to get him caught at leg slip? Your plan is already wrong.
Well, they did get him out caught at leg slip.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's his weakness.
I think which is what Ian Chappell suggested, that it was a work of genius. Now that he's got out once there, he's going to get 200 runs there and then get out again.
Harsha says, everything about India today can only be impolite, but their overreach should take up an entire Polite Inquiry show. Were you shocked that we actually bowled 90 overs?
Yes.
How did that happen? Was that a mistake?
Bhuvi, Raina, Ashwin, at least something he got right. He won't be fined or he won't be on notice for the next test, unlike Dhoni.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's the way forward for Indian captains, just to get the overs over quickly and get off the field.
Already he's doing better than Dhoni.
Shecky says, why did Kohli drop Ishant the vice captain? Who will captain when Kohli takes a loo break? Ashwin? Does it matter? You don't like vice captains, do you? You'd ban vice captains.
Me?
Yeah.
Or India?
You, personally.
Yeah, what do vice captains do?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, again, like slip fielding. It could be many people doing this whenever Kohli needs a loo break.
I think basically the vice captain's job is to pick the restaurant at the end of the day.
Why can't somebody else do it?
Yeah, but I'm not saying you need an official title. I'm just saying I think that's their job.
So you want one person to keep doing it every test?
The captain doesn't have to do it, does he? He's busy.
But you don't want it to rotate on the 5 different days.
Well, you could have a deputy vice captain who also does it. What about a deputy vice captain?
The problem is if we get Ishant, every day we'll be eating vegetarian Indian food.
Yeah, but he won't be let in the gabber anyway. Siddharth says, which will I see first, Chris Rogers' ton or India bowling out the opposition? Well, Chris Rogers won't make a ton because India won't bowl out the opposition in this inning, so he won't have to bat again.
What about the Ashes? India still won't have bowled out an opposition.
Well played, sir. Born Renegade said, what could be the reason for dropping Pujara and playing the out-of-form Rohit and the rusty Raina? Rusty Rayner sounds like an Urban Dictionary slang term, but I will say this, at what stage has Pujara looked in any form? I mean, what's he made, 2 or 3 50s in this whole away leg? I love Pujara, yeah, I want to marry him and, you know, have his babies, obviously, but he's not batting very well, he's not making runs overseas, and he's never made runs overseas, so that's why he was dropped.
The vexing thing about him is he's not looking completely out of sorts either, like
Yeah.
Shikhar Dhawan. He gets starts and he'll be batting good for like 40-50 balls and suddenly he'll have a brain freeze where bat will come from gully and he'll just miss a straight ball.
Yeah, I mean, that is the weird thing, because he's known for having all this patience, but overseas he doesn't have the same patience he has in India.
And that patience bit is a little overrated.
You don't like the patience?
I think that's a bit of a myth with Pujara that he can bat time. If you dry up his runs, he gets out.
I'm Sachina says, why so flat? Pitches everywhere. There have been flat pitches, and we were talking today about the Gabba being ordinary Gabba wicket. Obviously Adelaide Oval's always like that. MCG was dull, and this looks dull. It may collapse a little bit. The ball's already starting to spin a little bit, but it's just a useless first day pitch. There's no interest in it. There's nothing there, and you know, with India's bowling attack, they need a green top really to get any wickets.
And Australia has something against me. I'm yet to see good cricket in Australia. The last series 4-0. Now I've not seen one good passages play.
You did see Vinay Kumar's only test match.
Yeah, but I've forgotten about it.
Jamin says, why so many empty seats in the series? Where are the spectators? Well, there was 30,000 people at the ground today. This stadium does hold, what, 50,000? There's 160,000 at the MCG. A lot of people whinging about how many people are there. But you got to remember, Australian grounds are really big.
And you've got to watch old footage of matches in Australia. Australia-West Indies 92-93, this great series. I've seen old footage, it's empty stands.
Yeah, I think the crowds are much better now. And you've got to remember, this was a rescheduled match on a weekday, and a rescheduled match, and it was on a weekday. Do you know what I mean? 30,000 is not bad. They should have got better, but let's come on. You know what I mean. JP says, will Sid Monga ever do a clean shave?
That's the question that I was saying.
Why don't you want to do it? Why won't you shave yourself? I thought you told me you do shave.
I'll shave my head after the series.
Armpits? You've shaved your head before.
I'll shave it again.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Her Pete says, I have a crush on my co-worker. Should I ask her out?
Definitely, and let us know about it.
We would like to know all details of that and how badly it goes.
And we encourage more such questions.
PS Cricket says, please publish my question today. No. See you tomorrow.